Hi, today we are going to look at the abstract factory pattern. The, the diagram for that is shown here. The intent of the abstract factory is to provide an interface for creating families of related or dependent objects without specifying their concrete classes. So the client here communicates with the abstract factory interface and the abstract product A and the abstract product B, and because it does not have any knowledge of the concrete products, the code becomes very flexible. So let us see how an implementation of this might be. Let us say we have an ATM project that interfaces with several banks to provide services to the end user. Now if we had not used the abstract factory pattern and all the code was in one project, or if the client code was tightly coupled to the concrete classes, making the code changes would have been inflexible. But here in this particular project, we have used the abstract factory pattern to separate the client from the concrete classes as the gang of four has specified in the abstract factory pattern. So here we have an ATM project. We have an Axis Bank DLL that caters to Axis Bank, and similarly we have a Corp Bank DLL and an HDFC Bank DLL. Now let's take a look at the diagram just once more again. The client here is having a reference to the abstract factory and also an abstract product A and abstract product B. Here in this particular project, this translates to the common interfaces are kept in the common interfaces project, and we have an iBank factory interface which the client holds a reference to, which is similar to the abstract factory here, and also the two products whose abstraction the client refers to are the savings account and the loan account. And each particular bank savings account will be different, the loan account will be different, and the factory that creates these specific accounts for each bank is different. So we have separated them and put in separate DLLs. So let's take a look at the Axis Bank, for example. So here the Axis savings account, this concrete class in its constructor says inside Axis savings account. Similarly, the loan account says it's inside the Axis loan account, and the bank factory for Axis creates the Axis savings account and the Axis loan account. Similarly for the Corp Bank. Now let's run this and see. So if we look at this, the output is for this particular, we have given a couple of account numbers to process, one with an Axis 101, SBI 201, Corp 101 and HDFC 101. Now when the ATM has processed these, it says that for Axis it is inside the loan account and inside the savings account. For SBI it says that this particular bank, the ATM has not implemented it yet. So now that we have separated these projects using the abstract factory pattern, let us see how easy it is to add a DLL that services SBI customers. Now let's pay attention to the fact that I'm not going to change much of the existing code in the client or any of the existing bank DLLs. There's a common methods project where the concrete factories are getting created. So I'm going to make a change here in this particular project, and the common interfaces because the interfaces reside in this one, the new DLL is going to refer the common interfaces, and I'm not going to build the entire solution. The changes will be in the common methods project and the newly added DLL. So I'm going to build only those two and use them to run the already created executables. So let me run this again. Now this is how it looks before the changes were made. Let me save off the DLLs and the exe before going further. Okay, I have created two folders here, test after addition and test before addition. Okay, test before addition. So before I'm adding the for the SBI DLL, I'm going to save off these outputs of the compilation. Let me run this. Okay, so we have the same output which says Axis loan account, Axis savings account, and the SBI has not been implemented yet. Let us save off that. And what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to add a new DLL, class library, SBI Bank DLL. Okay, and I'm going to use the existing code from HDFC Bank to make it easy. SBI Bank. Okay, now the SBI Bank DLL utilizes the common interfaces, so let me add a reference to the common interfaces project. Okay, that being done, now because we copy pasted this code, because I copy pasted it, I need to make sure that it is HDFC is replaced by SBI appropriately. Okay, so we have the SBI Bank DLL ready now, and in the common methods where the concrete factory is instantiated, I need to make the appropriate changes here as well. So okay, if it contains SBI, we are going to return a SBI Bank factory. Now this needs to know about the SBI Bank DLL. Okay, alright, so now this is saved. So the changes have gone into the SBI Bank DLL and the common methods. So what I'm going to do is, I am going to just build the selected projects. So okay, it says build complete. So let me go here, open containing folder. Okay, the common method DLL, this is the one that I have just built. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put this in this new folder, test after addition. Now that that is added, I'm going to put it here, and let me go back to the SBI Bank DLL. Okay, let me grab the newly created SBI Bank DLL, and this also goes here, test after addition. Okay, now the rest of these things I'm going to get from here. So I'm leaving off the common methods, and I'm going to grab the rest of these and use the same ones. So now let us see if I run this. The ATM, Axis Bank DLL, Common Interfaces DLL, Corp and HDFC, these are all the old DLLs which are already were there, and we have added the SBI Bank DLL and also the common methods. If you notice the timestamp on this, there is a 10-minute gap. Now let me run this. See, we don't get that message about SBI not being able to process. So let me run the test before addition just one more time. So if you see here, before we added the SBI DLL, the ATM did not have the capability to process SBI accounts, whereas now it has the capability of processing the SBI accounts. The important point here is that because we have used factory, abstract factory pattern, we were able to make the change with no change to the client or the existing DLLs. So because of this, now if any testing can be localized to the SBI Bank DLL and to the common methods, and we can rest assured that all of the previous code is working fine. So that is the advantage of abstract factory pattern.